It's Sunday, July 26th. You tuned into the People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6. Right now, you're listening to WeP3 Radio, proudly produced in partnership with Threes across America. Together, we share a mission to remember the fallen, honor those who have served, and to teach the future generations the value of freedom. A freedom not paid and secured for by the brave men and women who've worn our national and local uniform. Stay tuned for We Got Your 6 at 6. Now playing on WeP3 Radio, Cocaine Blues by Jack Yoder.
All around my brain.
Truck it on.
Doctors, roll out. You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We the people, the People's Patriot Project.
Your thoughts and ideas or want to help continue the mission, you have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the WeP3 team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left, your left, left, right, your left. You got it.
Truck it on.
Boom, boom. Boom, here it comes. Hey, good evening. It's Andrea Eichmann here, and I'm with Frank and Mark tonight, and we are bringing you the People's Patriot Project live stream of We've Got Your 6 at 6. We come here every Sunday afternoon or evening, depending where you live, and we bring you some new guests. We try to incorporate music. We try to incorporate someone who has been there and done that and can share it. So listen, tonight, we've got a new friend. His name is Sean Young, and he comes with experience and knowledge about serving and healing. And tonight's music guest, I actually listed this. Okay, here's my words. We are blessed to have a mighty musician, longtime friend and talented young man, Shannon Book. Same guy as he ever was. That's what we're going to say. All right, a couple things about July right now. Coming up this week, we have National Korean War Veterans Armistice Day. That is observed tomorrow, July 27th, Monday, July 27th this year. This marks the 73rd anniversary of the 1953 Armistice Agreement that ended active fighting on the Korean Peninsula. The purpose of this day is to honor the 5.7 million Americans who served during the Korean War and remembering the 36,500 plus American lives lost and all others who sacrificed. It is also on July 29th, the anniversary of the Army Chaplain Corps. The U.S. Army Chaplain Corps observes its anniversary every year on July 29th, commemorating its establishment by the Continental Congress in 1775. The Corps recently marked its milestone 250th anniversary, look at that, in 2025, celebrating over 2 centuries of providing spiritual guidance, counseling, and moral support to soldiers. Historically authorized in 1775 to support the Continental Army's regiments, the Chaplain Corps has expanded significantly, including over 120 denominations, including some outside of Christianity. That is, I love the chaplains. All right. We need to send a big thank you out there to Mr. Derek Iozio, our godfather. He is with us in the crusade. He's got a group called, I have got it. Got a dry mouth. Catch 22 peer support group. Peer support, but he's got groups, he's got contacts, he's got warriors out there. Check him out. Thank you, Derek, our godfather, for coming in and saying hi and for keeping us strong through Catch 22 support. We also have got Operation Texas Strong down there in Weatherford, Texas. I saw a whole bunch of posts, you guys. This is amazing. Bobby and Peggy Krutzinger are out there. Hey, if you know anybody who's got an RV, they're willing to donate an RV camper trailer home. Okay, they are putting these RVs in great places and in the hands of homeless veterans down there. So please, it's been amazing. They've gotten so many donations, but man, there's no end. So they're needing more. And then our friends at Business Growth Engine, we've got Stephen Rainwater and Jonathan Wills, and they are some amazing, amazing tech guys doing the deal. You guys, I've learned so much. I maybe have actually started using some AI. It's hard for me to admit that, but it's true. It's very true. It's super friendly. We have Nelson. They've got Claude. They've added Emma Luke. Shoot. I'll think of it. I know Emma's one of them, but they're cute and they're very supportive and they help out a lot. So with all that said, we would like to thank all of our sponsors, our guests, and our listeners. We appreciate you every day, all the time. Okay. Before we dive into this week's show, can you just join us for a moment with this version of the Star Spangled Banner with Dave Bray, USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take the time to stand if you are capable of standing. Out of honor and respect, please remove your covers and prepare yourself how you need to show your greatest gratitude for the amazing freedoms and liberties we have achieved under one of the most powerful symbols in the world. Please cast your attention as we respect our old glory.
Oh, say, can you see by the what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the U.S. of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the U.S. of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the
Patriot Pride.
It is Sunday, July 26th, and you are here for the People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine.
Let's go!
I just got 3 things to
It's
say.
gonna go again.
God bless our
We're
troops.
to make it.
God
Yeah,
bless
yeah.
America.
That dumb thing. That push the right button, Peterson, for Pete's sakes.
Wow.
We are here. It is time. And we get the chance. This has been an amazing week for the People's Patriot Project. So many things. We got new literature just came in. It's not hot off the presses, but Mr. Christy Sorrow delivered this to us this weekend about Vietnam veterans and specifically Minnesota Vietnam veterans, the Twins platoon. Kimberly Meyer, she was on at the start of the show briefly. She reached out. She's got new materials and wants to be booked for We Got Your 6 at 6 again. We've got Oh my gosh, the People's Patriot Project took the Minnesota State Vietnam Veterans Day celebration event officially. We will be taking care of that in March now with the People's Patriot Project. It just doesn't stop, folks. And we are so excited to be part of the mission and making sure that we are accommodating the needs of all of our brothers and sisters in the attempt to bring all of our brothers and sisters all the way home, folks. And then we've got this amazing people, group, cast, panel, the amazing Shannon Book back in the house. Love to love this man. And then a new one to us, Sean Young, coming to us. And we'll be hearing about him and his podcast. But we got some work to do, folks. And I don't know if you've been familiar or know what's been going on for a minute, but we are constantly making sure people are proactive, involved, and doing something. So we have a job for you. Tonight, you need to take the time for us, for your brothers and sisters, and go out and be part of the mission. Not a part, be part of the mission. And being part of the mission is listening to what Bastian, our bison, our mascot, has to say and how we are going to help some of our brothers and sisters.
At the People's Patriot Project, our mission is more than just words. It's a call to action. Each of us bears the vital responsibility to check your six. We begin this important journey with a moment of self-assessment. Ask yourself, are you truly mission ready? If the answer is no, don't wait in silence. Reach out, use your skills, lean into your resources, and connect with your network. Whether you turn to a trusted friend, a supportive organization, or dial 988, remember, you must be battle ready to stand strong for the mission ahead. Once you feel equipped, take that next step. Reach out to 6 people in your circle. Check in on them. No agenda, no judgment, just genuine connection. This is how we build strength, shield one another, and serve our communities with pride. Together, we reaffirm our commitment. We got this. Patriot Pride.
The why. I got tired of listening to people say, why didn't I reach out one more time? Why didn't I say I love you one more time? And the one that actually kind of pisses me off the most, why didn't they reach out to me? You have a chance. I am sorry. I always make fun of all the people that have animals in their background, and there's a new one in my world.
I was wondering where that tail in the back of your head was.
I'm trying to block it.
And then I saw her head walk out, and I was like, that's interesting.
I'm trying to block it, and hopefully it just goes away.
I was like, did Mark become an alien or something? Or was he always an alien or something?
Always has been.
Starts moving.
Well,
Weird shit.
Yeah, we make fun of everyone that has pets in their background, but so make fun. It's good.
Wait till he starts going click, 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 click.
Back to Bastian. Take your phone. Type in, I was just thinking about you. Or checking your six or check. Well, I don't care what the verbiage is. It is. You're going to copy, paste it, send it to 6 people in your network. And yes, we are veteran and first responder forward. That's what we do. That's what. But it's good for all and everyone. So if you are a guest here and you're like, well, I don't have any friends that serve, I don't care. Reach out to 6 people and say, hey, I was just thinking about you. That's it. Simple. How long does it take? What'd be really cool is if you did it every day. Because here's 5 people right here. We've got roughly 70 people listening right now. Times that by 6, times that by the week. How many people are going to reach out? I mean, that's harder math than I can figure out.
That's a lot of math. I'm not really interested.
Yeah.
I don't math a lot.
But I think we make things too hard all the time, and this is super simple.
We always get in our way, brother. That's what.
Absolutely.
We always get in our own way.
Well, we're here. Thanks for being part of the mission, folks. Thanks for jumping on that. we've got a new guest with us tonight. We've got Mr. Sean Young. Brother, tell us who you are, tell us about your service, and tell us about your mission.
Goodness, I mean, we got all night. I got all night, you know. So my name is Sean Young. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I served in the Army for 12 and a half years before I was medically retired. I was stationed all over the place. I started out in Vicenza, Italy with the 173rd from 07 to 2011. And then from 2011 to 2016, I served in the 82nd Airborne. And then I medically retired out of 425 in Alaska for traumatic brain injury. My life kind of spiraled out of control really quickly. I became a statistic, ended up in jail on an assault charge that was alcohol fueled. I realized that my life needed to change, so I entered Veterans Treatment Court, where they gave me all the tools to be successful and to get sober and to access mental health services that I didn't know were available to me, you know, as a vet. And that program saved my life, and now I started giving back to my community. I worked with an alumni group in Alaska where we specifically work with veterans, and that group started back in 2020, and it's still going today. It's a beautiful thing. And so due to life, I transitioned and I moved down to Maryland, back home where home would normally be for me. And I work with veterans here in one of our sister counties in the circuit courts. And it's just an amazing, beautiful thing. I'm also a shaman, so I work with a lot of soul healing, a lot of deep-rooted trauma that, in my personal experience, is not touched by counseling or therapy. So I learned all of the ceremonies and rituals from the Peruvian shamanism, and I'm diving into Nordic shamanism because that is my ancestry. It's just a beautiful thing. I love life now.
I'm super excited to hear more, and I don't know that this isn't a plan. This is just the way life works, and it's what works for you. But it feels a niche that I don't think a lot of veterans and or first responders in the world know exists. And so I appreciate you being here, Sean. We're excited to hear more. And again, if there's any part that you want to proactively be involved in, jump right in at any time and share your voice. We love having you here. Shannon Book.
I know that guy. I sleep with him sometimes.
I bet you do. At one time, we knew you as another name, and that was so confusing. But we're here now, and it is an absolute blessing to see you again, brother.
Thanks, man. It's good to see you guys, man. It's been a while.
You know,
I check on you every now and then. I'm sure you see that.
Absolutely. I mean, and here's the deal. We've built a relationship with Shannon, and it's been ongoing. It's been a chunk of years since the start of the People's Patriot Project. We've had the blessing and the graces to be in his presence. We've got to have our paws on him, and we've had him at some events. And it really kind of sucks on a little. It goes to my head. It's like, gosh, I need me some Shannon Book time there because I don't get enough of it, dude. Well, but the mission's got to go, and we got to do our own things, and we get to watch through social media what you're doing. But we know you, but the rest of the world may not know you. Share who you are, share your service, and what your mission is, brother.
Well, I'm a lowly young man from the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, and a little town called Hazel Green, just inside London, or just outside of London, which if you've ever been up the 75 corridor, you've passed exit 41. Most people don't know that there is a London, Kentucky, because most people are like, oh, you're from London, England? No, I'm from London, Kentucky. What's up, Eric? How are you, buddy? I joined the military when I was very young, right out of high school. Became a Navy corpsman. Spent 17 years of my life doing that job. Got 2 tours of combat on Azaria and Fallujah, 2003 and 2004 with 1st Marines. and retired in 2010. Started going to college. Didn't really deal with a lot of my own trauma, kind of like Sean. Just kind of got out and became a problem for society, drinking, drugs, fights, bars, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. I probably got a rap sheet that most people, would turn me down for. But like Sean, in 2020, I got my felony DUI. And here in Texas, when they tell you you can't afford a DUI in Texas, they mean it. And by the grace of God, the Veterans Treatment Court here and Judge Laura Baker, helped me see what my potential was and let me realize that the court's not out to kill us. And America still loves veterans, whether social media wants you to see that or the government wants us to realize that, all that stuff. But again, getting back to that. So now I've been sober for 6 years, it's probably been the best part of my life. And in all that sobriety, like I've done all the hard work through therapy and through, to be honest with you, this has been my saving grace right here. That right there saved me more times than I care to count. And, I worked with a band called Vetted. I was a lead singer for a band called Vetted for a couple of years. Played the Invictus Games in 2016 in Orlando at the ESPN Center. Again, all of those moments in time, I wasn't working on me. I was too busy working on. I was playing Doc. And I still do it, but I have to take care of me first now. And I know that, and that has been a huge turn of events for me. I have to come first. Well, God has to come first. Then I come first. And then the people around me, I can take care of better. So to me, that's congratulations, man. Congratulations. But yeah, so that's who I am in a nutshell. I'm a dude who's a singer, songwriter, musician, performer, that likes to help people. And, I want my music to resonate and let people, I just want to be an authentic person when it comes to music. I just, in most of my music, well, all of my music I've lived. I've never written something that I haven't lived through. So that's who I am. That's me in a nutshell.
A blessing in a nutshell.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
What song you want to start off with today?
Well, I just released American Made. I don't know if you guys have heard it yet, but might ruffle a few feathers. Not that I really care. I'm all right with it.
You got anything? You got something to lead in with it?
Yeah. When I started this song I did, well, I wrote this song back in 2018, 2019. Remember when I broke my ankles coming out of a deer stand?
Yeah.
I was bedridden for about 3 months, and I wrote this song pretty much hopped up on Percocet and, whatever. But my entire life has been about this flag behind me. My entire life. And it will probably end. Well, I know it will end underneath that flag. And that being said, to me, the story of American Made is about how this country is 250 years old this last July 4th. And we're not perfect. But what we are is we're resilient, and we're intuitive, and we're caring, and we're loving, and we love everybody. Now, there are exceptions to every rule, but we are caring people. And that's why this country is so successful in what it is. So American Made is basically the story of how we became who we are and who I stand to be today underneath that flag.
Love it. This is Shannon Book, American Made.
Back in the day when everything that was made was brought to life by American soul. Promises kept and differences made to keep alive a dying trade, 'cause we believed hard work made it so. Sworn to the black to keep safe our way of life and how we're raised, 'cause we're not gonna lose what we stand for. In the back, and we're never looking back. You may never like what I do, or all the ways I make it through. Well, I'm not gonna change, and you don't have to stay. Welcome to American Made. West was won, battles were fought, and wrongs were done, but we stand on the right side of our hearts. And though things are bleak, we'll never run. We've all stood fast to face the gun. Our lives are pledged to prevent tyranny start. We are guarded in the back, and we're never looking back. You may never like what we do,
That is Shannon Book, American Made. You killed it, dog.
Thanks, man. That's that's how I view life in this country. I don't know, like, two of you I know have been to at least third world countries once. And for me, being in third world countries as many times as I have, I know how good this country is. I know how amazing this country is. And I don't care about all the politics and all that stuff. Like, none of that stuff matters to me anymore. Like, I'm kind of over it. It's just trash. It's noise. It's whatever, you know. And at the end of the day, there are blessings. Like, I'm blessed enough to be able to record that song. That, like, I'm just a poor boy from nowhere, Kentucky, man. Like, you know, and I serve my country, and I believe in what it was founded on. And to me, I'm not here to let you have my country. If you want to be in this country, that's what we were founded on. But to me personally, you come here, you're welcome here, but you got to live under our rules. You don't get to replace everything. You don't get to start your own country inside of our country. None of that stuff. So that's what this song's about. And that song was recorded in Kent Wells' production studio in Nashville, and those guys are amazing. And it was in part by Operation Encore, and like, those things are a part of this country, and that is why it was possible for that song to even be created.
We know why we get to do this. Thank you to the men and women that have put the uniform on to let us be able. And then, you know, there's so many pieces to that. I mean, we get to go and order what coffee, what we eat, what we drive, how we live, where we live, all these things. And this is where I get on my soapbox and I get a little cranky about it. 90% of our country gets to lay their big fat heads on the pillows of freedom, and they don't even take a thought about the freedoms and liberties they have. They'll bitch and complain about what they don't have and what they've never, ever worked for.
True story. True story. You know, if you look at that album cover, though, like, it's not just about the people who put on the uniform. The album cover literally has farmers. It's got steel workers. It's got, this country was founded on the backs of blue collar people. And those people put this country together. It wasn't just the armed forces. It was all of us. And that is what this song is about. And, you know, there were Irish people that came here. There were Jewish people that did all that stuff. It doesn't, like, come on, people, like, get out of your own way and just appreciate what we have.
How about we celebrate what we did and what we got and where we're going? And let's push that other stuff to the side.
Yeah. All that political garbage is trash. It's trash.
I love it. I love the passion, and I know you get nothing other than passion from Shannon Book in any of the thing that he puts his work into. And it is, I mean, you literally hear it in the tone and the delivery, and then sitting down with him and knowing Shannon Book, it's a whole nother level. So thank you, Shannon. We needed that.
I appreciate that. Sure. I appreciate that, man. Those are kind words, and I'm grateful.
Sean Young.
Yes, sir.
Tell us more about the mission and tell us what you're working on right now. That's where we're going.
Yeah. Okay, so the mission, man, the mission never stops, but it always evolves, right? Like, it always changes. My mission essentially started out to help veterans to get sober, because we cannot give away what we don't have. And I was given something for free, and we give it away completely for free, and that's sobriety and recovery and a more healthy living. And that's where the mission started. And I wanted to touch every single veteran, but I realized not every single veteran is ready. So once I got to a point in my recovery where I felt sustainable enough that I could stand on my own 2 feet, I started my podcast and started Recover Out Loud. And Recover Out Loud was a space, and still is a space, where people can come and share their experience, strength, and hope and recovery. You know, what happened, what it's like, and where we're at in life now. I find it important to not just talk about the bad times, because we can talk about the bad times if we want, but human resiliency really changes our lives, right? And it inspires hope in other people. And if we become hope agents and change agents, then that's the most important thing. So I started Recover Out Loud. I've had the show for 4 years now. It's been a blessing, and it's awesome. And when I moved, the mission changed even more. When I moved from Alaska back home, it changed even more. So I was contacted by one of the treatment courts in one of the sister counties that I work for, and they asked if I would like to help start their mental program for Veterans Treatment Court. And I did. And now I am their mental coordinator. So I oversee other members of the team and make sure that they're following the guidelines and keeping their boundaries in place and ethics and that stuff, and reaching out for partnerships as well as funding from other organizations, because we don't get federal funding. Veterans Treatment Court doesn't get federal funding, and we don't get state funding. So it's essentially like wheeling and dealing, right? And so that's part of what I do. And when I got to this space where I didn't know what to do with life anymore, and I was working on a podcast, and I had a friend that said, "Hey, Sean, you have shamanic healing abilities." And I just kind of looked at it and said, "Well, hey, I don't even know what that is. That it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what it is." And I started looking it up, researching what a shaman was, and this shamanic healer popped into my DMs and wanted to be on the podcast to share her story, and found out that she was a shaman. And so my journey really started there, and my journey hasn't changed. I help with not just veterans, with everybody in general, because everybody's got something that they're suffering. And I fully believe that trauma is trauma, right? Like my trauma that I faced in Afghanistan is no better or no worse than somebody that got into a car accident, and it's only the body's response to stressful situations. So the mission really hasn't changed. The mission just evolved and transformed a little bit. And it's a beautiful thing. I now love my life versus opposed to like Shannon said 6 years ago, my life was in shambles. Now I enjoy my life. I love my life. I took a bunch of trips this year. I went to Wales and Germany. I just got back from a trip to Nashville for a treatment court conference, and it's a beautiful thing. So I have my hands in a lot of baskets right now.
I just posted Sean's podcast via YouTube out there. Get it out there, and make sure you subscribe. Recover Out Loud. Just a random question to throw out there, brother. What niche are you fulfilling, and what did you see missing that you said, I have to engage in this space?
I noticed that there was a lack of consistency across the board, not just with veterans, but with recovery in general. I noticed there was a massive, and in my opinion, gross lack of aftercare when it came to people exiting treatment courts or exiting rehab facilities, what have you. And I wanted them to feel like there was a space that they could come to that was authentic and genuine, and a space that was filled with love and compassion, so that they could start working on some of those deeper things, right? Because we know the science. We know the science, that the science says that addiction starts at a much younger age, and generally there's a lot of trauma that happens to somebody in their childhood, which starts to manifest in their adult life, and then they were into drugs and alcohol, because it's kind of like what we know, it's the instant fix, the gratification. And so I wanted to show people that it is possible to heal past your initial trauma, or heal past going to jail, or heal past childhood trauma, military service, everything like that. It's completely possible, and I can say this with everything in me today, I have not been triggered by a single traumatic event in 4 years.
That's awesome.
Nothing triggers me. I mean, the things that used to trigger me, like driving down the road, hitting a pothole, used to send me into a spiral. And now I'm completely fine with it. You know, walking mountains used to be the same thing for me because I was part of more deployments. And can also say, like, I enjoy hiking and walking on mountains. It's working past the trigger to get to a place of healing where you can turn around and say, we're here.
I might need some of what you're dishing out, brother, because I don't know if I get triggered, but I really hate dumb people, and it's like it gets me like I go to the next absolute level, and it's like, yeah, poor Andrea here gets the brunt of most of it in the fact that she's not the dumb person in the room. If me and her are in a room, I'm definitely the low man on the hierarchy there. But there's so many frustrations and so many things that we deal with in this recovery mission that it's just like, and she gets to hear it. It's not fair to her. Sorries come out of my mouth. She's probably getting to the point where it's like, I'm not going to take your sorries anymore because you keep doing it. And it's, I think I've done better for a minute.
Well, I can, man, Sean, I think that what you're doing is awesome. I mean, it has taken me, my last combat tour was in 2003 or 2004 in Fallujah. And I came back and I started working in, at a schoolhouse, and I destroyed a marriage. I destroyed, a family. I destroyed, all kinds of stuff. And the reality is that I had to get to a point to where I realized that I was the problem. I had to get to the point to where I had realized that I am the issue and that there was no other common denominator. And for me, realizing that I am the common denominator, the split went one of two ways. Well, you can either end it or you can solve it. And there are times where I was leaning both ways. And at the end of the day, the last time I tried to hurt myself in a freaking car accident, in a freaking drunken stupor, like, I realized that was the end of my chain. And like you said, childhood trauma. And it doesn't have to be what we all consider trauma. Like, there's no rule book for raising kids, man. There's just not. There never has been, never will be. And all of us are born with our own personality. We all have our own things that we deal with and all that stuff. What's up, Eric? But at the end of the day, those things as children influence us on how we live our lives as adults. And until we recognize those things and start to put them into perspective and change the perspective on those things, then we can't ever grow because we're always standing in our own way.
Absolutely. Shannon, there was something that you said that like really struck me, and it took me back to a process that I've been running through for the past few years. One of the things, an example for me is like, I did not enjoy the feeling of a partner or a wife or a girlfriend leaving me, right? Because I was so terrified that they would never return, and I pushed them away to the point where they just didn't return. So it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy, self-sabotage, right?
Absolutely.
And that stemmed from when I was a kid, right? Yep. Like doing that deep, dark shadow work, that shit that people. Look, one of the things in social media I hate. Like I'm present in pretty much all the platforms. One of the things that I hate seeing is when people say, I'm doing shadow work, and they try to dress it up as this beautiful thing. And it's no, it's an ugly thing. Shadow work is the ugliest thing I have ever done. I haven't felt a deeper sense of pain, but I also haven't felt a deeper sense of pride in myself.
Brother, I agree with you. It's the hardest work I've ever done.
Oh yeah.
The hard, and I've done all kinds of crazy stuff as a corpsman with the Marines. That's the hardest work I've ever done, and it's all inside here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And Mark, you were hitting it on the head, and one of the things that popped in my brain when you were talking about, like, it's a struggle to maintain those things. It is, because we're human and we're fallible, right? Like, I'm not perfect. I do the best that I can to walk the path that's in front of me. I still have my days, man. I mean, I took a drive an hour away, and somebody cut me off, and it took everything in me not to be like, you know what, fuck you, right? Like, and pull up next to them, give them the finger, but that wouldn't have solved anything. That would have made everything exponentially worse. And so for me, I have to always keep that in my thought processes, and also remind myself that it's okay to be angry, but it's what we do after that, right? That really defines how we've handled that situation.
I couldn't agree with you more, man. Like, at the end of the day, in those moments, I have to remind myself of the grace that God has given me for all of my stupidity. Because at the end of the day, we can sit here and talk about how pissed off I am at anybody who influences me and or makes me. But at the end of the day, if I go back and do my internal interview and my inventory, and I start looking at all the times that I pissed off the man above, God's grace is amazing, man. It's the biggest blessing I've ever received.
One of the things that I keep in the back of my mind when those situations happen is, Sean, you don't know what that person's going through in this, right? They could literally have gotten the worst news in their life, and you don't know. And then it's like, oh, congrats, good job on making this situation all about yourself, Sean. You don't know what the other person is going through. So I always keep that in the back of my mind, and that's one of the things that I constantly have to keep myself in check with is I can't control other people, and I don't. So, giving those people the grace that I've been given it.
You know what's funny is we all want an instant remedy. We all want instant gratification. And, you have stuff like Amazon, you have TikTok, you have social media, you have whatever. So you have all this instant gratification at your fingertips. The hardest work and the most painful experience, there's nothing instant about healing. There's absolutely nothing instant about healing. And the steps to healing start with the first one. And that's identifying that I am flawed, that I am broken, and that I am not perfect. That was the biggest hit I have ever taken.
It checks your ego.
I try not to walk around with my freaking shield on every now and then. Like, I used to walk around with that shield every day, bro. Like, oh, I'm a corpsman. You can't talk to me like that, motherfucker. I'll call a bunch of Marines and have your asses fucking beat down, But at the end of the day, if I'm wrong, those boys are going to be like, Doc, why are you being dumb? And I'll be like, well, screw you, man. You're supposed to be on my side. Well, you're being a little petty, man. And so, again, it all comes back to me realizing that I am the issue in all of my issues, and that I can't. First of all, the reality is we are all trying to do this by ourselves.
Sure.
It's the dumbest concept ever. We were built to be communicative. We were created to be in community. Period. That's how we were born and bred and live and die. The reality is we all think that we can be our own trajectory. We don't do shit by ourselves. When was the last time you saw a real Rambo? You did.
And that's one of the things that has really kind of pulled me through my recovery in those times where I wanted to isolate. Is the opposite of addiction is connection. Just we disconnected so much from everything when we are in active addiction. We disconnected from ourselves, we disconnected from our community, from our brotherhood or sisterhood, we disconnected from higher power, whatever. And the opposite of that is the connection, right? Rekindling that spark with our friends and our family after we've made our amends, or even just checking into, a faith, whatever our faith base is. It's reconnecting to the things that once made us feel alive and brought us joy and happiness.
Right. Well, that's the part of in the 12 steps, like step 8 and step 9 are probably some of the hardest steps you'll ever do, is to take ownership and apologize for my stupidity. And there's a reason for that, because I want to apologize whether you forgive me or not. And if you don't forgive me, that's something you have to carry. That's something you have to carry. I don't have to carry that anymore.
Yeah, it's out of your hands at that point once you've said that sorry or I apologize.
Mark, you're muted. Weirdo. You're running this show, bro.
I can't tell you how many times I had an amazing thought and you guys couldn't hear it. It was awesome.
You're running this show, bro.
I know, right? I appreciate it. Some pieces that Shannon was saying, there's movements out there that say, solidarity, and then you see one fist in that solidarity. And I'm like, that's not solidarity, man. Solidarity is side by side together, no one in front, no one in back, working on it together. And that is what teamwork is. That is what we learned and built in the military and first responders. And we forget that when we come out. And then you got these couch bandits out there, and bless their hearts, they're trying to say that they're surviving, and they're doing nothing.
Right.
You're sitting there.
Right. You're right. Absolutely. But let me put this into a bigger perspective for everybody. And you Sean, you said higher power. I'm just going to say God for me. There's evil. It doesn't matter what you use as your higher power. There is evil all around us. And people are not the problem. It's in the Bible, it literally is principalities and forces of evil. And that's the reality. We're all dealing with that. Now, whether we buy into that whole solidarity with one fist, like that's the problem. People are buying into this. Oh, I can do that. How many times have we all in this freaking panel heard somebody say, I've got to work on my willpower? Like, willpower is the dumbest concept on the planet, bro. Like, I can't do anything without a collective group. Like, it doesn't matter. Like that song that you just heard, that took at least 30 people to get that song for you to hear it. Just for you to hear it today. That took at least 30 people. I wrote it. But that's it. That's all I did with it. I wrote it. I created it. But there's been 30 people that turned it into what it is today. And I won't ever be able to thank them enough for that. Nothing we do in this world is done alone.
That acknowledgement is so empowering for the people that you work with.
It should be empowering for myself, which it is. Because that's the bigger picture. To realize that I can't do anything by myself is the most powerful I've ever felt in my life. Because community is where I get all my power from.
I love it.
Nobody listens to my music, it never goes anywhere. It could be the best music in the world. If nobody hears it, What good is it? Van Gogh didn't become famous until he died. Food for thought.
Awesome. Sean, we're going to come back for more. We got 2 more segments with you, brother. Shannon Book, what are you working on right now, bro?
So I just got back from Nashville. We just did, there's all kinds of things happening. I'm working on, I just got back from Nashville, recording a song my buddy Rick and Donnie Bland's wrote called That's What I Do. In the same studio with Kent Wells. Kent Wells, by the way, Kent Wells is Dolly's guitar player / producer. And yes, I mean Dolly Parton. So again, that's how blessed I am. Grateful for all of that. But I just finished that, waiting on that to come back. Getting ready to go to Maine for a private party to perform up there with a good friend of mine, Austin Edwards. And we're going to do that. And then we're going to spend a couple of weeks up in Scituate, Mass. A nice little fishing town up there in the middle of Massachusetts. And, hang out with some good friends. And then, we're working on a project called Shannon and Friends. It's basically a singer-songwriter circuit where I bring 3 or 4 of my good friends out to do performances across the country. As singer-songwriter performances, kind of like you see at the Bluebird or the Listening Room or the Redbird here in Texas. And I just want to bring songwriting back. I'm so tired of the watered down music in the world today. So I want to bring songwriting back. I want to bring raw emotion back to music. I want people to hear the actual art of music instead of zeros and ones, So we're working on that. There's all kinds of projects I'm working on, Mark.
Well, and I've never known you to slow down. You're always on the go. And we know the drive. Your passion is this drive. And it's exciting to watch what you do. And literally every song I've ever listened to Shannon Book do and seen is just the absolute heart and soul and the delivery. I don't know. This is just a pat on I don't know who's back, but we'll say there's a reason why I picked this photo of Shannon Book in this. That is Shannon Book. You know where that's at, Shannon?
I do.
Granite Falls,
Minnesota.
Granite Falls, Minnesota.
Yep.
And what an amazing, blessed event that was. It wasn't our event. It was an event for another organization, Ride to Remember. Right. And Scotty Hastings, Shannon Book, and JT and the Gunslingers. It was amazing.
It's a good time.
It was in the middle of nowhere to find lodging for these guys, and I am still so embarrassed about the place we booked these guys for housing. It was a little farmhouse about 40 minutes away from the venue. There is nothing but cornfields out in that space.
Bro, we had a blast. We had a blast.
I love Scotty Hastings.
Scotty's a great friend, man. He's a good dude, and I love that dude as well.
Yeah, I was at the Gaylord this last week, and I saw him pop up on as a guest on the Opry.
Yeah.
I wanted to go so bad, but I had to come back so I could be present for this.
Yeah, well, Scotty's doing his own thing now, and which is awesome. And and I support Scotty 120%. Man, that dude works really hard. He takes care of his kids and he takes care of his family. And he's working really hard in the music industry, and my hat's off to him, man. Like I love him to death. And we're good friends, and I will always support Scotty Hastings.
Amazing dudes together as well. Just I love the relationship.
We talk a lot of shit when we're in the same space. Promise.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the only guy that gets to call him slowpoke.
You got to keep everybody on their toes.
Yeah, and I think the next time I call him slowpoke, he might even actually hit me. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why you only do it online. I know you.
No. I do it in front of him all the time. Promise.
Just called you out.
All the bonding. That's why you needed a tiny little house to stay together in.
Yes. Yeah. We bonded really well that weekend.
Oh my gosh. All the snoring, farting, belching. I heard all the creaky boards in the house, all of it. You guys.
It was awesome. Just a good time.
What song you want to roll with now, brother?
I say we do Little Things, man.
Little Things.
Do you have the acoustic version, or you got the bigger version?
Acoustic.
Oh, very well.
You got a lead in for it?
So this song, I wrote this song a long time ago, probably back like when Sean and I were talking about all the destruction in my life. And I remember waking up hungover in the bed across the hall from my wife at the time, because she basically was kind of done with me. And my baby girl, Clara, walked in to that bedroom. I was hungover. And she said, "Good morning, Daddy." And then the relationship was gone, which was another hard piece of my life. You know, the relationship between my kids and, you know, my ex-wife. I had destroyed that myself. It was a piss poor decision. I own it. It is what it is. But this song is about what my children mean to me, whether they realize it or not. So that's
This is Shannon Book. This is Shannon Book. Little Things.
She wakes me up in the morning with a smile on her face that says, "Good morning, Daddy." And I can't imagine what my world would be like without her in my life today. She is the sun that rises in the east and sets in the west in my world. She is everything that I'll ever need and more than I'll ever be. And she's my baby girl. She's my whole damn world. It's the little things that keep me breathing. It's the little things that make me whole. It's the little things that send me reeling. These little things I want you to know. He comes up to me and says, "Hey, Dad, can you help me, please? It won't be long before I know it. He'll be helping me. He is the moon that lights up the night and brightens my path to see. And here's my boy. He's daddy's pride and joy. It's the little things that keep me breathing, the little things that make me whole. It's the little things that send me reeling. These little things I want you to know. Little things that make me whole. It's the little things that send me reeling. These little things I want you to know. She wakes me up in the morning with a smile on her face and says, "Good morning, Daddy."
That is Shannon Book, Little Things.
Yeah, man.
What's up? I'm putting you on the spot, brother. Sorry.
Shocker.
What goes through your head when you hear that song?
Man, so much. Broken relationship with my kids, you know, all of the destruction that I caused in my family. A lot. There's a lot that goes on in my head when I hear that song. That song also gives me a little hope. It gives me, hope that one day my kids will understand that I didn't mean to step out of their life. I was just not healthy. I was not healthy enough to be a part of their life. Maybe one day they'll see that, hear that, and understand that. But that's what goes through my head, man. And there is so much. And not only that, I think about in that song, to me, it's a father talking about his children. And, also, like, I think about how God views me, and how God views us as a whole, and what we mean to him. So that's another piece of what that song has to offer to me.
Listening to the words and knowing who you are, and that's why I asked the question. I can't imagine. I mean, listening to the first format of this interview tonight. You are the guy that owns everything in your world, and that I with you. That's what I'm going to say. With you, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's not easy. It's not easy owning my own mistakes. It's not something that it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to own what I've wronged. But what it does do for me is it gives me the ability to put it where it belongs. And I don't have to carry it around. And that is better than me trying to ignore it or, deflect it or decisively disapprove of it. It gives me something to look at when I'm looking at myself, to know that I'm not perfect. I don't have to be perfect. I can literally take myself and put myself in that equation and solve the equation. If that makes sense.
Can I comment real quick?
Absolutely, Sean, please.
Man, Shannon, I feel like I'm literally talking to a mirror when I hear you say. Like I'm just listening. I mean, it seems to a different path.
I used to practice shamanism too, brother. Just so you know. So I'm a fan.
See, that's what I'm saying. Man, this is hard because when I entered into recovery, I left my daughter's life. I actually, because I didn't feel worthy enough to be a father. I didn't feel like I deserved her life.
Did you feel like you were going to destroy her childhood? Is that what you felt? Because that's what I felt like.
I saw my father so much, and my father destroyed my child, and I didn't want that for my kid. I think that as adults, we try to do better for our children than our parents did for us. Yeah. And I didn't want my daughter to have to suffer the way that I did when I was a kid, and I saw myself going down that path. And we reconnected. And when we reconnected, I didn't immediately apologize. I'm glad that I didn't, because I said it to her face, and we said, I wasn't the greatest, and it was the hardest thing that I've ever had to face. And like, I can go out and I can say, hey, I've messed up, right? But standing in front of my child and saying, hey, I walked out of your life because you were telling me, was the worst thing to face. This kid looked at me and was like, you're the best thing I can. And it was so redeeming and so, like, the kid is so full of grace. I love that kid so much. But on this podcast earlier this year, I went to go visit her in Germany. And her mother, bless her mother and I are still really good friends. And mother's, maybe she should hear your story and get a better perspective of that podcast and that King Pride at Marie about this.
Sure.
Because she finally had the chance to understand it. She finally had the chance to hear what I went through and why I was the way that I was and why I am the way that I am. And it was a blessing. And you know what I'm gonna say, this man, like, you'll get that.
Yeah.
You'll get that.
Grace of God, brother, and it's all about God's speed, not mine.
Love the connections. Frank.
Sure.
What do you got for us for the news tonight, brother?
I love the fact that Frank just said I know exactly what that means. Simplify.
Yeah, well, okay. Let's go through this pretty quick because I was kind of liking the conversations. The first story we had for today was about nursing shortages in our VA facilities, and it's not that they're critically short. It's the problem is that they don't have the right manning equations in place. So we have nurses that are working in the VA hospitals, and they're just worn out because they got too many cases and too many people to work with, and a lot of them are just leaving because they just can't handle it. There's just too much on their plate, and it's sad because we have fellow brothers and sisters in there depending on their help, and there's just not enough of them.
Frank, you mean that the VA's math is wrong?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you a quick little story here on this.
Absolutely.
When I was a civilian contractor after I retired from the Army, I work for a company, and we held the contract for recruiting doctors and nurses for the VA.
Right.
And we had a year initial contract with several other ones to follow had it gone well. Well, in the 7 months that we held that contract, we didn't put a single person in place. And it wasn't because we didn't have people that wanted to go. It was because the process they had, you're talking about professionals, doctors, nurses. I mean, people that can get jobs pretty easily anywhere who were wanting to go to the VA. And it was taking 5, 6, 7 months to get them through the process to even be considered.
When they can be picked up literally in 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, they could have easily gone to any hospital in their area and say, "Hey, I'd be interested in having my practice here. Would you be amenable to that?" And of course they would.
Right.
They're very seasoned professionals, and it just drives me crazy because it's the people who are working there, especially the nurses. They're just working themselves to a frazzle. I mean, you know, and it's hard because that's kind of what's needed in the situation that's there now, but it could be fixed.
Yes.
And if I was king for a day, God darn it, they'd have 4 times as many people working there.
Holy crap, Frank, don't say the word king. Everybody's going to go crazy.
Yeah, they can get crazy.
There's been a king since, I don't know, the 1600s.
Yeah, well, if I was in charge, let's move on, because there's another good one right here. So now they've incorporated the U.S. Department of Agriculture into helping veterans find purpose in what they want to do once they leave the service. So there's a special program where representatives from the U.S. Department of Agriculture talk to veterans and explain to them the possibilities they may have in becoming farmers or ranchers. And you know, the one problem they got here is it costs a heck of a lot of money to start a farm or a ranch.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of us veterans, when we leave, we ain't got that kind of money. But they have loans that can offer up to $600,000 to help start a farm. And that would be a good start. But the way land and everything is now, I'm not sure how much that would do. But this is a great program if somebody wants to get into this line. And there are ways that people can get assistance to do this. And there's a website in here. You can find your nearest farm service agency office at www.fsa.usda.gov/FSA office locator. And it's here in this thing. I'm hoping Mark pulled it up. The next story we have is about a new Army program. And as a previous logistics officer in a battalion and responsible for the dining facility, I find this kind of odd. But there's a program where they're allowing soldiers to use their meal cards instead of going to the dining facility. They can go to Subway, Burger King, or Starbucks if there's any of those on post, and they can spend up to $39 a day on meals.
Must be nice.
So, yeah, well, my only question with this is, if you're doing this, how do you keep dining facilities open?
Right.
And oh, by the way, there's people who work inside of dining facilities that have an occupational specialty that they need to maintain their proficiency on.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just have them do that when they go out to the field in their mobile kitchens, how much training are they getting, and how good are they going to be if we deploy or when we deploy. It's not if, it's when.
I guess we'll just take a green bean with us.
Yeah. Well, when I came in, we had those meals in the cans. And they got to be pretty nasty after a couple days, and you didn't have to worry about toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's move on.
You just washed off with a canteen cup.
Yeah, well, my last story is for my buddies out in Minnesota. So there's something in Minnesota that is a world's tallest nutcracker. And I didn't know the name of this nutcracker until I look at this story. And it's a small town named Laverne. Wonder if it's close to Shirley. And there's a 66-foot tall nutcracker.
No way,
But
man.
the good part is it's decked out to look like Uncle Sam. So I got no problem with the nutcracker.
Heck yeah.
My only question is, what the heck else do they do in Laverne other than have a big stinking nutcracker sitting out looking like Uncle Sam?
Okay, I got to tell you, I grew up right there. Let me tell you.
Here we go. I knew it.
Yes,
right?
we got information.
So, there's not much else. So I watched the guy talk about how he made this and why. They still have an open drive-in movie theater where I spent a lot of time as a teenager.
Uh-oh.
And really, I think that's it. They get great sports in their high school, but they also have an amazing, they have a veterans hospital satellite out there too, and nursing home.
That's
so
good.
my father-in-law actually lived there till the end of his days. So it's a cool little town, and it's out by there's a lot of petroglyphs. There's like a Blue Mountain State Park out there, known for their.
They got any elephants?
No elephants. Nothing for Frank to do out there, but maybe the cottontails. I don't know what to do. It's a cool place right off I-90, just about to South Dakota.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. Did you get the name? Did they name it?
All they said was Laverne.
Name of the tallest nutcracker. I think they had a contest.
I think they should name him Fred.
It's Vern. Vern the Patriot.
Yeah.
Because it's in Laverne. Get it?
I'll allow it.
I think that's where my creativity came from. From Laverne. We'll call you Vern. Well, it's fine.
I don't get it. Can you explain it?
I'm not
Good.
shocked. I'm not shocked, Mark. I'm not shocked. And or I'm not shocked that you're playing the silly game that you're playing. Because I know you get it.
You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So Adrian was my town, right just east of Laverne. And I'm Andrea. And my first few jobs out of high school and college, not in my town. Always Andrea from Adrian. But one guy at the health club I worked at was an athletic club, not a health club, athletic club. I asked why there could be beer at the health club. They said, we're not a health club, we're an athletic club. Anyway, it was South Dakota.
Is it called Rockies?
No, but I was, yo, Adrian. Every time you walk by, I'm like, my name's Andrea. I am from Adrian. Get it? But so I just played along with it all the time. He was a nice guy. Jim, I think was his name. I don't know what I could come up with to pay him back for that. But, that's just, yo, Adrian. I'm Andrea.
Oh my God.
So Vern from Laverne probably understands this pain I endured for a couple years. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't painful. It's fine. All in fun.
Great stories. Great stories.
Thanks, man. Nobody knows where that is. So look at now it's famous.
Yeah.
Did
It is now.
Did they talk about whether it was functional or not?
The nutcracker?
Yeah.
I don't think they
Whose
did.
nuts are you going to put in that thing, man?
Yeah.
That's.
I mean,
I get it.
I'm just saying, like, you could put a whole bag of nuts. I could do this all day. We should probably stop.
You find the biggest nut, and we'll put it with. The
I am
biggest
literally an entertainer. I will take this as far as the wide earth will take it.
You could get a big sack of nuts up in there.
A very large sack of nuts in his mouth.
I mean, it's got to be like, how big?
Like, I'm guessing it's probably a good, I don't know, 60, 80 pounds. No, it's probably got to be bigger than that. I'd say you could probably put about 500 pounds of nuts in his mouth.
And that's a lot of nuts.
Is this where you bring up one of your ex-wife stories, Frank? Is this?
Yeah, well, my ex-wife wouldn't have had any issue with that.
Okay, listen, I got to keep time so I can cut this out for our appropriate
I don't know what you're talking about.
podcast.
Well, I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
One platform that needs-
Listen, this is news. This is important information.
Yeah.
She took a baseball bat to my nutcracker once.
Oh.
Smashed it all over.
Oh no.
All right. So getting back to the show,
Where's Jeremy?
Sean Young.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry you have to follow that at this time.
I'm not. I'm so excited to see what happens.
Hey,
I'm glad I don't have to follow that shit.
I mean, we can talk about nuts too. Let's go.
Thanks for feeding into it. I appreciate it.
He's a shaman. They play with nuts.
Yeah.
Where is Sean Young going? What's the vision? What do you want to? Where do you want this all to end and go? Is there a finish line?
No, no, I don't ever see a finish line, but I can tell you what happens next. And I am working on developing a 501c3 for men that have been abandoned mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and financially, because it happened to me, and I'm the fourth person that I personally know that has happened to within the 4 years. So I want to build a 501c3 in my county to house men, get them into recovery, or if substance abuse isn't a problem, get them into counseling services and then start getting them into careers. I think a job is not the right way to go. We should be looking for careers, something to build us up, we can sustain for a substantial time, and then get them to be productive members of society where they are giving back and taking selfishly. And so that's part of my mission that I'm currently working on. Also working on developing a statewide alumni for the therapeutic courts or the treatment courts that's all encompassing with veterans, as well as like drug court, mental health court, everything like that. Getting an alumni started in my state so that we can have connection, right? We talked about that earlier, having that connection. And so that's the second thing that I'm working on. Finally, I don't ever think that the mission of a healer ever changes. Right? It stays the same. The delivery might be different. The approach might be different, depending on the person. But I don't think that ever changes. My immediate future, like in 2 weeks, I'm going to teach core shamanism at a massive retreat. And I'm really excited about it. This is the first time I'm ever doing it. I'm doing a bunch of metaphysical markets. I'm also working on herbalism, so I have herbal medicines that I create, and I'm working with branding for those and getting them out to stores so help people heal. I know that it worked for me, so in turn, turning it around and helping people in any way that I can.
I couldn't agree more with you. Like, I mean, I was a corpsman for 17 years, and I'm still a corpsman when it comes to music. Music to me is how I help people heal today. I share my story. I share my transgressions through music. I share my loss, my my pain, my sorrow, and then the rebuilding of my life through it. So I think that you're absolutely right when it comes to being a healer. You're always a healer, whether you like it or not. That's exactly how I feel about me.
You know, and music is extremely healing, not just the words, right? Part of my recovery for traumatic brain injury was I went into music therapy. And so I learned ukulele, I learned guitar, I started playing drums. It helped create new neural pathways in my brain. So it wasn't literally just raising my spirits, it was helping me to shift a broken system in my brain to create a new way of processing and thinking.
Correct.
So it's music is so healing. Music is one of the greatest gifts that we have. And one of my teachers, his name is Kai Uwe Fox, he's in Germany. He said that the first shaman was a musician. Because the music, whether it was on a drum or a uke, that rhythm, the pace of the drum or the flute or the uke or whatever we have that we're working with throughout, that is healing. And it stirs up the feelings and the emotions. So yeah, dude, I fully believe that music is one of the greatest healing art forms we know.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. You're muted.
Muted again, Mark. We got the.
I'm going to start taking over your control.
Brother, are you talking about a headlamp?
So that thumbs down thing, I've started doing that in life because I was the people who ride with me in my truck in Minnesota. I don't think it's any different than anywhere else. I mean, it is not Minnesota friendly. It doesn't exist. I don't know what that is. But instead of giving the bird by people going by that I don't like anymore, I do thumbs down. And then that makes me feel better because you know what? How humiliating is that? Everyone can get angry at the bird and they just give you a bird back. But if you give them a thumbs down, what can you do with that? This is disappointment, folks.
Well, I thought this was bad now too.
That's bad?
Supposedly, it's like that thing.
Oh, well, don't start that. We're not starting
that. I mean, we do British, you know.
Yeah, I don't know we should do that either, Shannon. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. It happens.
I'm not going to the next one.
I just work here.
Yeah, I appreciate that. There's something in my brain that there's this connection, Sean, and I can't place it. It just, again, your approach, your passion, your drive, I just want to hang out with you more, man. There's something about it. It just
probably the peyote, Sean.
Is that what it is? I don't do much of that either, but
mushrooms.
No, that's
Ibogaine. Yeah, whatever.
Side note. I have been off pharmaceuticals for over a year.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I went. This camera is wild. I went to my VA. I go to Martinsburg VA in West Virginia, and I went to my VA. And
what?
I was taking Wellbutrin at the time, and I put it down on my psychiatrist list, and I said, "I'm not taking your poison." And I will say, like, that's the most physical pain that I've ever been through. The withdrawals from that was terrible.
It's the most addictive drug that they give us. Any SSRI, SSDI, all that stuff is hugely neurologically dependent.
It was like I had 1,000 spark plugs in my brain, and every single time I would take a step, it would like shoot off.
Brother, I used to take 300 milligrams of Effexor every day, on top of about 13 other drugs, and I did that for 4 years. And I don't take anything with supplements today.
I have my medical card because it's legal in my state.
Sure.
But I use it strictly at night to go to sleep and for the pain. Outside of that, man, like I don't do anything. I go to the gym. I keep my physical fitness in shape because being retired and disabled, that's great. You know, I enjoy the time that I have to myself, but what do you do at that time? That's what matters to me, is what I do at that time. And so I fill my time with things that are beneficial. So I have a garden in my back, go to the gym, and go on nature, reconnect with people, connect with others. I enjoy my life today versus 6 years ago. And I mean, I would even go as far as to say 3 years ago. I enjoy my life better today than I did 3 years ago.
That's awesome, man. And like, to be honest with you, I mean, that's part of like where I'm headed in my life, because at the end of the day, I grew up farming with my grandfather. We raised our own garden, all that stuff. My grandfather raised Angus and Santa Gertrudis cattle. So here in Texas, my goal, now that I'm finally married, and it only took me 8 years to get her to say yes. Holy crap!
She said yes.
Yes, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. There was a lot involved in that. No, listen, I'm married to one of the most amazing women on the planet, but we're probably we're looking to start a cattle ranch and just kind of do, and not a big one, just something to sustain ourselves, just something to sustain it, because I'd rather just go outside, shoot a calf, and butcher it and put it in the freezer. Raise my own freaking vegetables and fruits, and I'm just kind of over all of the, this is non-GMO. Like, shut up! Like, you're the reason everybody's so jacked up.
No, I will say that growing the garden has given me a sense of like that in myself that I haven't felt in a long time.
It's accomplishment, man.
Yeah, I've never been able to grow anything. I've had gardens in multiple years. I didn't even think I was going to make a garden out this year.
Yeah.
And I just had a wild hair at my ass, and I had this big king-size mattress or bed frame outside, and I was like, I might as well just use this, not throw it away. And I used it, and it's great. Like, I've got cucumbers coming in, peas, like everything I planted is coming in. Yeah.
Well, it's easy to grow stuff out in the Eastern Panhandle.
Okay, yeah, I agree. The only downside to that is I live right across the street from a cement factory, so all that cement dust settles and everything. I have a big ass blue truck, and so it's always dusty.
I bet.
I live in Martinsburg.
It is West Virginia, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky.
I live in Maryland, but I go to the VA in Martinsburg because it's better than going to Baltimore.
Yeah, it's got a good VA.
Yeah.
I live in Martinsburg.
I don't like. Oh, you live in Martinsburg.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I go to the VA out there pretty frequently. It's great.
I didn't realize this, but Jessica Lynch lives out there in West Virginia. Like, weird. Like, you people are creepy. I mean, it's wrong term, it's like territory. I mean, I'm from Kentucky. I can't really talk much. One of my buddy's grannies used to spit in a Folgers can with no teeth, chewing tobacco.
You want to hear something even worse, Shannon?
Sure, absolutely. I'm always game, Frank.
I grew up on the south side of Chicago.
Oh, wow. Why? Who does that?
That's where I was born.
God bless you, my friend. God bless you. Chicago.
Go ahead, Andrea. Tell your terrible story.
I love Chicago, but there's no way, man.
Oh, no. That's why I joined the Army right out of high school.
Get the hell away.
Oh, yeah.
Andrea's from Iowa. That's worse.
Is this where I say Iowa is God's country? I mean, God's country.
Iowa.
It's corn country.
Corn makes whiskey.
You can see one side of the state from the other side of the state.
True story.
Okay, but there's one little mound in the middle, right off Highway 9. Where my grandma and grandpa lives, where my dad's from. The Ocheyedan Mound. It was a burial ground. It was the highest point in Iowa.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But it's not. It doesn't count
10
anymore.
10 feet high.
We slept.
Besides the people, no.
We said It doesn't count because the farmer that owns it shaved the top of it off out of curiosity. And now it just
Was he
doesn't
trying?
count.
He thought there was something inside.
He's looking for treasure and shit. He's looking for buried treasure.
He could have put more dirt on the top of it and just continued to make it taller.
He could have put a nutcracker on top of it.
He could have. He could have put a 60-foot nutcracker on the back of it.
How did we get back here? How did
and then busted a freaking bag of like 500-pound bag of nuts in its mouth.
Big bag of nuts.
Big old bag of nuts.
All right. Shannon Book.
Peterson's new nickname. Big old bag of nuts.
No.
Your new nickname is Bag of Nuts.
I'm sorry.
I am so not.
Wait. Is it a bag of nuts or is it a sack of nuts? Because
I know. Being from the female
I'm just going to say
population.
yes for all the divergent people out there. Yes.
I think bag would probably get by easier.
What's going on here?
You are in the hot seat, son. That's what's happening.
Ryan Fear, thank you for being here, brother.
You are.
Do I want to call him? No. Yeah, Shannon Book. Let's go. What's you've already said where you're going and what you're doing, but what's the vision for Shannon Book?
Hold that thought.
Yep.
Sean had another question.
Okay, sorry.
He's over there.
Okay. So I was wondering what on the panel, everybody, what's the greatest gift you've ever received? It could be a physical gift. It could be something passed down from a family member. What is the greatest gift you've ever received?
The greatest gift I've ever received?
Ooh, can I start?
Yeah.
The greatest gift I've ever received was the grace of God. And learning that I had the grace of God. That is the greatest gift I've ever received.
It's hard to compete with that one because that
wasn't trying to be omnificent. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Well, I'd say the greatest gift I was ever given is being born.
See, Frank just beat me. What's wrong with you, Mark?
I didn't say this isn't a competition. I'm just saying that's not wrong. Here's my honest, absolute truth. My greatest gift was the blessing that I had been given to run the mission that we run. And that the chance we have had to put pause on people and build relationships and have conversations like this every Sunday for 300 and I think we're 15. Yeah, 315 episodes. This is what I live for, man. This is I get up every single day and I know where that blessing came from. I know that gift was given to me. And I know on the days that I feel beat down and like I don't have any more to give, I realize that gift was given to me for the reason because I won't give up on it. I won't let it go. And we're going to continue to save lives until, and I asked you earlier, is there a finish line? There is no finish line. And I hope we build something so big and miraculous that if I decide, in my family it's called go fishing, I'm going to go fishing someday, because I'm never going to have anyone wipe my butt. I'm never going to have anyone, I'm never going to rely on someone else to take care of me. That's my truth. I hope that there's enough that people can hold and say, this is what the mission was, and we're going to continue with it. That's my gift. That's where I go. Good question.
I was gonna say you like since you've been doing this, you've put your paws on me a few times.
I've put my paw. I like putting my paws on you, buddy.
You do. I know. I'm not opposed to it. Sometimes it's weird.
It's full frontal.
If you put your paws on me, I'm a small guy, so you might just like eclipse me.
He's got big paws.
You'll be consumed, brother. I'm going to let you know. You'll be consumed.
Yeah.
Son, he's got big
like
paws.
five-
You would probably be enveloped.
I'm like
I mean-
5'6" on a good day. So
Yeah.
That nutcracker's got nothing on me, brother.
True story.
And here we go.
Can't stay away from it.
Shannon, Frank, you said Andrew. Do you have a feed to that?
Yeah.
What's your greatest gift, Andrew?
Oh gosh, you know, I got a whole bunch of them.
13.
Yeah, it's just
13 plus 5.
they are so well. You guys already listed so many, right? I will take all of those great gifts that you have already shared.
No, ma'am, you don't get a cop out. That's some bullshit.
No. I'm gonna add to it. I'm gonna add motherhood to that.
That's awesome. That is
that
a
is-
beautiful gift.
And it just keeps giving. Sorry.
Wish I could identify as a mother. That'd be cool.
That's it. Yeah. Shannon. Oh, I can't say. I have 12 grandchildren. And
That's
hopefully some more. I mean,
That's
I don't know. They might not be all of them yet.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Grandma.
It's a busy world, but yeah, it's awesome.
Sean, what's your greatest gift, my friend?
Two. My first is, and I think that they're equally as important. Is the first one is the gift of desperation.
Oh, I like that.
The gift, the gift that I wanted for myself, not anybody else. Right? Like that is ultimately what led me into recovery. Is like I wanted it for myself. I didn't want it for anybody else.
I like that.
And if you said, you know, tomorrow that, hey, there's a relapse around the corner for you, I would be so desperate to fix that relapse. You know what I mean? The second thing for me would be the gift of unconditional love. And I learned it from my grandfather, the greatest man I've ever met in my life. And he passed away this May. It's literally remembered. He taught me the gift of unconditional love, and it wasn't until I thought of that man loved everybody. He needed no. And that's how I live my life. I love everybody. You can stab me in the back 1,000 times, and I'm still caring. I've done that with my father. My father and I don't have the greatest relationship. So, he's a shitty human being, I'll say that, but still the same. And I would say that is the greatest gift, is the gift of unconditional love.
It's awesome.
I'm off from the sappy surprise.
So back to me.
Back to Shannon. Now we. Shannon Book. Where are you going? What's happening?
Well, I mean, like I said, there's a ton of things happening. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I didn't tell you about earlier, which popped into my head shortly through this, is that my therapist is going to start standing up we've talked about it, kind of like a music therapy portion. And so I'm going to do like once a quarter, I'm going to go down and help her do that. I'm going to be a part of that. So I think that's awesome. And I'm going to be able to give back through all that stuff and, you know, and not take away, because there's so many musical therapy situations out there that are, people are about themselves and all this other stuff. But to me, I just want to go there and teach people how to utilize what I use to heal myself, and, you know, give that to the community that I hold near and dear to my heart. Like I said, we're looking to build a farm. You know, I got tons of trash going on, always pushing American made right now, which is, you know, surprisingly, what was the last count? Let's look. Since, and I want to say anybody that's in here that watches this and downloads and or shares and or whatever, I just want to say thank you to all of you who have listened, who have shared, who have used it in your freaking your reels and all that stuff. I just want to say thank you because since the 3rd of July, which is probably what, 3 weeks ago, American Made's been streamed 2,446 times, and that's just streams. So it's probably the best streaming situation I've had in a while, and I'm grateful for it. So I want to say thank you to everybody who does and will and or will share it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing. I'm spreading my music. That's what I'm doing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Your Dear Mom, which is what we're going to play next, is top of the playlist. It was put together amazing. Eric Oligschlager, great friend was commenting earlier in here. Miss Stevens, who's in there. I mean, you hit all the literal all-stars in stories. Not that these are stars that these people want. I'm going to be honest with you. All of them had a terrible travesty loss in their life. Ben Kopp, Chad Oligschlager, and I'm not familiar with the other two families, but absolute travesty. And it was
filmed by Chris Martini, who's been on the show.
And I was going to say, Martini did just an absolute amazing job putting the stories together, putting the song together, putting all the things, and then just the amazing music translation by Shannon Book and his band.
That dude created my concept like it was nothing. He made it real. My idea became very real, very quick, and it was impressive. So I know a lot to Chris Martini. That was amazing.
And in this song, in my mind, is an anthem to all those families. And I know it's directly written to Mother, Dear Mom, but it's an anthem for all those families who have lost someone in their service. And you've done it. You've done it right, brother. So
if you take mom out and put dad, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, uncle, just the song is about closure. It's not meant to be sad. Sad, but it's not meant to be sad. It's meant to be a blessing to know that, yeah, I might be gone, but you're going to see me again, and it's all good. And God bless you, and just keep doing you because I'm watching over you. So that's what the song's about.
And we're going to get to it, but my translation to this is something that we've been pushing away is the word awareness. Not that I think awareness is needed.
I think we have plenty of awareness, bro.
And that's kind of where I'm going. But it is a tribute. It's the eye opener of real life. And here it is in your face. You need to see it. You need to know it. And God bless America because of these young men and women. You brought up Jessica Lynch. We've had her on the show. The absolute, and we didn't lose her, but the absolute.
We almost did.
Yeah.
And she was tortured and
that young lady went through
a while.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate. I say fortunate, like when that was going on, I was in Al Nazaria, and we were part of the diversion for Delta Force getting her out of the hole. And that was, listen, Al Nazaria was no joke, bro. It was no joke.
Well,
it was ugly.
You guys decide.
That hospital was a trash hole.
Sure. Well, what they did to her is unmentionable, and
absolutely. God bless her, sweetheart. And she's tougher than nails.
I don't know many people that would have made it through what she went through.
She's in West Virginia.
Nobody likes you right now, Frank.
So
no, yeah, but she is tougher. She's tougher than nails, and God bless her, sweetheart.
You decide for yourself. Here's Shannon Book, Dear Mom.
when he got killed, he was killed, and the Army disagrees with this, but his man told us that he was killed while they were looking for Bo Bergdahl. He was the guy that deserted.
We had a very close relationship, and I miss it every day. There's just a constant barrage of things that come up that I think, oh, I need to tell Darren that, or Darren would do this, or...
He and his buddies, we would pick them up at 29 Palms and bring them home, and I would hear the stories and how the firefights, the stuff that they don't tell you on TV, the true stories, and I'd sit in the hallway with the pillow crying.
So when he got back from Iraq the second time, the PTSD was pretty much out of control. And they fed him the typical, hey, take this in the morning, take this at night, and multiplied it out. You know, if this wasn't working, if one wasn't working, well, he had 2 more. A couple months later, it's still not working, add 3 more. One night he called me, he was going to stay at base for the weekend. We had a conversation, and probably within 8 hours, he was dead.
I am the mother of Corporal Benjamin Kopp, who was an Army Ranger that was killed in action in July of 2009. The day after he landed at Walter Reed, he was determined to be brain dead. However, the brain death qualified him, if you will, to become an organ donor. And so all of his major organs, bone, skin, and tissue were donated, and his heart is literally still beating today, and a woman from Chicago. You know, I believe it was Emerson, the poet, who stated that the one thing about life that he's learned is that it goes on, whether we want it to or not.
Dear Mom, I had a few minutes to write down what's itching inside my mind. It's been too long since we have talked about nothing at all. Wish I could call. I know you're lost. Please don't you worry. There's no need to hurry. Just stay strong. It won't be long before we're together, right here in heaven. I miss you, Mom. Dear Mom, please believe I've done everything I needed to. Dear Mom, I'll be there when you breathing while you're sleeping. Dear Mom, I know you are hurting, feeling the burden of me not there. You're way too strong to give up on living, instead of still giving the love in your heart. I know it's hard, but never forget the things that I did and the reasons why. You are my mom, so please keep on living, caring and giving. I love you, Mom. Dear Mom, please believe I've done everything I needed to. Dear Mom, I'll be there when you
people say, time heals, time cures, time. And it does in a sense, but there's not a day goes by that we're not reminded of him. There's not a, day go by that I don't play that song on the stereo just to remember him. We just smile more and hide it better. And that's what you do to get through the day.
We are Christians and we have a very strong walk in the Lord, and we have relied on our faith for most of everything.
What people can do to remember my sacrifice or my son's sacrifice is to remember him, to say his name. And not just him, but the hundreds, tens of thousands of other men and women that have sacrificed their lives for the greater good, for our country, for our freedom. And also to remember the families that have paid the price along with them.
God took him. I have to believe that it was his time. And to me, he's a hero because now there's people that we can help. And we were so focused on him. And maybe he had to go so we could help others.
Live a life worth living. Live your life in a manner that they never got the chance to. Be who they would become. Become who they never got a chance to be. And do it in their honor.
Shannon Book, dear mom. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's how we do things.
The anthem. The anthem.
It's all in or nothing, right?
You have to help me out. Ben Kopp, say his name. Chad Oligschegger, say his name. And what's the son's name of the
Oh, you had to ask me. Anderson.
Sorry.
Anderson. I can't remember his first name. I want to say Sergeant Anderson. I don't remember his last name or his first name. I can't remember his first name.
Great work, Mr. Martini and Shannon Book in putting that production together. And the other 30 people that helped put that together for us to hear and be part of.
That was a huge crew as well, man. That was a huge crew for that movie or that video. We had a bike crew do the bike piece. Like the bike piece alone took about an hour and a half. We only ran like back and forth about a quarter of a mile, and I burnt a half a tank of gas to film that last scene. They just decided to use the drone footage of us riding off. But there was a whole hour and a half of riding back and forth down that quarter of a mile. There was a whole bunch of people in that whole thing, man, and I owe a lot of people a lot of thanks. I'm grateful for everyone, to include everybody here.
Well, again, we hear the passion in the lyrics and the delivery and what you've done, and I think all three. Eric's there. There you are, buddy.
He listen. Eric struggles getting through the whole song. So does Julie.
Yeah. Well,
and it doesn't matter. Like every time I'm in their presence, most of the time they put a guitar in my hand and they're like, "You should play Dear Mom," and I'm like, "Are you sure?" And then of course everybody starts to cry. Make people feel things, man. That's what I do.
Thanks for being here, brother. So we're at the point, and again, I just sent Andrea a text. We try to keep this under 2 hours, and this is one of those that
it's hard to do with me, huh?
No. I mean, there's some that we have where the conversations are so important that there's not a value to keep it on the time schedule. And so everything that was said needed to be said tonight and needed to be heard. And I hope people take the time to listen. And thanks, Eric, for being here at the end. And we still got people coming in and doing their thing. And so we appreciate that. And again, I started the comment about, we're done with awareness. And Shannon said, well, I think there's enough awareness. That's the point. It's time to quit talking about it, and it's time to start moving. We have to mobilize the people. And Jill Stevenson in there said it, remember the families involved with this as well. That's another piece of this whole thing, the glue that held it all together. They didn't sign up for the mission. They support the mission because they support their loved ones.
Right.
And we've got men and women walking out their door as police officers every single day, and there's not even an account or a recollection or will they make it home? And God, don't plant that seed in their brains because they have a mission to do, to go out and protect life, property, and be spat on because they don't show up quick enough or they show up in the wrong place and it's just ridiculous. But that's the movement, that's the motion, that's where we're going. Anyway, we're at the point where we got to bring the show to a close. And I'm hoping Miss Eichmann will make it back, but if she doesn't, our blessings to her. She's amazing. We'll thank her. It is time to have our final thoughts. And we usually let Frank start this off. We'll go Frank, Shannon. If Andrea's back, we'll go Andrea, Sean, and then I'll close her out. And we'll get on our next part of our mission. Frank.
Okay. I'm going to talk about something today that I think is extremely important. No matter what happens, no matter what's going on, what the future is, what we think is going to happen, we can never forget the fighters and the things that people did for our country and other countries in all the decades that our country has existed. One particular incident came up, and I'm deep into this right now, trying to fight with some people in a foreign country to do the right thing. Turns out that in the Philippines, toward the end of World War II, there were 139 American prisoners of war being held in a camp in the Philippines, and they were summarily executed, killed in one way or another, but most of them were burned alive. There's a memorial at that site, but the mayor of the city is trying to build an amphitheater over the land where they were executed. So I'm working right now with a bunch of organizations in the Philippines and within our country. If anybody wants to join in or help out, please contact me, because as many people as we have sending notes or raising the alarm that we can't just forget about what happened. History happened. We need to learn from it so we don't repeat it. And we can't just sweep it under the carpet and act like it never happened. Right. So that's what I'm working on right now. And God bless all those people from the greatest generation for sacrificing their lives for people in a foreign land. And hopefully those individuals in that land don't forget them.
Amen. God bless you for that, man.
Mr. Book.
Oh, final thoughts, man. First of all, thank you. Thank you for having me on here again. And thank you for supporting me in all that I do. I ask you guys to play, stream, share, show, all that stuff as usual. But my final thoughts are that if you're struggling, don't struggle alone. You're not supposed to struggle alone. You don't have to struggle alone. I used to think that that was the only way to get through it, and that was nobody wanted to hear anything about it. But at the end of the day, that's farthest from the truth. The truth is that we're all here and we all want to help and we all love you. You know, the world is an upside down pineapple cake right now, but you know, it doesn't mean that there aren't people that don't care. And there's always somebody that cares. And at the end of the day, if you can't even if you can't get a hold of somebody on the phone, you can sit down with a Bible, and I promise you, reading this Bible will show you more love than you'll ever understand. I promise you that. I promise you that. There is more love in this Bible, in this book, that is infallible than you'll ever understand. And all you have to do is read it from your own perspective, because I promise you, God will show up. And God loves you just as much as I do. So don't ever forget that. You're never alone, no matter where you're at.
With you, brother. With you. Sean.
I like to make weird faces. Anyways, my final thought. I may not believe in God or any of that, but I believe in the teachings of Christ. Treat everybody the way that you want to be treated. Treat your neighbor as yourself. That being said, one of the things that I've learned through studying Christ consciousness is that Jesus didn't come to create followers. He came to create leaders. And leadership looks different for everyone. That leads me into saying, kind of piggybacking what Mark said. Advocacy only can go so far. And it's weird because I'm in this phase right now in my life where I'm shifting from advocacy to action. Advocacy is great, but it's nothing without action. So if you are advocating for something, thank you for what you're advocating for, but do something about it. Do something about it. If you're advocating for veterans' rights, that's okay. Do something about it. You have a state, and you have a local, state, and federal legislator that can help shift, or at least help you up to get things changed. You don't have to, and like Shannon said, you don't have to struggle alone. There's nothing chivalrous about doing it alone. There's nothing heroic about doing it alone. It's more heroic to reach out and ask for what you need. And understand that you can't do it alone. Nobody can. And look, and Andrea, thank you for bringing and showing grateful to the shape.
Mark, what you got, man? What you got, son?
Well, it's the classic proud papa moment, man. It's being able to raise these amazing dynamic conversations that talk truth and are real. And I am so blessed. And it goes back to what is my greatest gift. It's this opportunity. And I never get to say how proud, and it's not. I am very selfless in the work that gets done. We never wanted to be a face to the mission. We never wanted to do a podcast, to be honest with you. But we know the value of it, and we are going to keep going. We're going to keep doing our things. The number of podcasts we've seen over the years start and drop off, and the relationships, it's pivotal that the beacon be seen and the beacon be heard. And there is some bigger stuff coming, and we've got it. We're super in the works right now. You're going to hear about the Graphene Dome, and the Graphene Dome is namesaked after it was named like 8 years ago by us, and it was kind of to honor the Iron Dome over in Israel, which is a missile defense system. And that was the kind of the idea of, there is so much support in the United States for veterans and first responders, but we have muddied the waters because we have some that don't have the bandwidth. We have some that want and have a great idea, but they don't have the means to get it going. Then we have some gobbling up the resources and using them in spaces that they probably shouldn't be using them. And I'm not here to judge. But at the end of the day, there needs to be a collective process that aims everyone. This is my artilleryism in me. That aims everyone in the direction to hit the target. And the target is unmuddying the waters. The target is pulling back our smoke. The target is working together and collaborating so that number 22, the most amazing thought would be that it would never exist. The reality is, let's lessen it. And we will lessen that by stopping the confusion. We will lessen it by the people saying what they're going to do will actually do it, and we will hold them accountable to do it. That's the reality. And then the reality is meeting in the middle and breaking bread. And you can take that spiritually, or you can take it in like the real conversation of the extreme left and right need to go away, and we need to take care of ourselves. That's the message of tonight. Take care of yourself.
Shoot a loom so everybody can see the target.
Shannon, you stepped on something, and it's perfect because that is the name of one of the programs in the Graphene Dome is called Illume.
Nice.
And it is to be seen.
Nice.
And then with that, this Illume is an oxymoron to everything you do in life. Brian Romans, good to see you. We are with you. I hope you're getting healthy, buddy.
Yeah, man. Stop beating yourself up. Nobody likes a bragger.
Let's do it together, dog. Do it together. And we will. We will. Amazing group down there, down in Nashville. So we're working feverishly to make sure that people see the beacon. And we will be here, and we're going to keep doing it. And Sean, we invite you to be part of it. Shannon, you know you're always part of it. We are going to get her done. We'll be back tomorrow.
I won't. You guys will.
Yep. We'll be back tomorrow for the WeP3 weekly debrief, where you get to hear specifically what the People's Patriot Project is doing. Tonight was about these two dudes, and we're glad they're here. And I know that I mean, Shannon's a very busy dude, and I hope you don't ever think, buddy, when I'm shooting back at you and text that, I'm like, I know you're busy. I know you're busy.
Oh, no, I know that, Mark. And please don't take my. Sometimes I'm a little short, and I don't mean to be, but like I've got
been through that.
Yeah,
we've been through that.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't mean to be like, hey, pound sand fool. I got shit doing.
Nothing but love, brother. Nothing but love. But, I pass stuff by Shannon on occasion and say, hey, let's roll on this. Can we do this? I do want to get that martini connection with Mr. Lebedo. I'm still trying to work that thing.
Yeah.
So, sorry for the ask, but I'm asking.
No. I need to actually call Chris here pretty soon, so I'll give him.
You got another thing working? You going to do another thing with him?
I'm not going to tell you yet.
Okay, fair enough. Let it be first here, though, okay?
All right, we'll talk about it.
Tomorrow at 16:30, we'll be here for the WeP3 weekly debrief. This next Sunday, again, killers in the house.
Chris Turner.
We got Sonia Achara coming in hot from Identity Recode, and our brother from down there in the great state of Tennessee, right out of Nashville.
Rocking the Waffle House shirt.
Yeah.
I'm going on her show this week.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm.
Well, good deal.
She's back.
She is back. She is back. She probably had 3 more grandbabies while she was gone.
Probably.
I'm sorry. No, I worried. It was just a call from somebody I had just seen on Facebook, and he's all good. He actually would like to be on the show. So it was good. It was a good conversation. He's booked. So
yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
You got any final thoughts, Eichmann?
Oh, they're a little bit scattered. You know what? I'm going to just go with, a couple side conversations, and I'm sorry that I've had side conversations because I can't just do one thing. The ADD in the brain. And it shows through here. So I'm going to share quick that I'm always the civilian in the room. Sometimes there's one or others, but I'm the civilian in the room. And it was Shannon Book who, in actual live presence, referred to me as his sister. And that touched me to the core. That is something I reserve for those who have served and served together and are related, actually. And so thank you, Shannon. That means the world. And so I've been reflecting on, and you guys are right in this boat. The doers can't do enough, it seems, and you just keep doing. And so my two-side conversation is the exact same thing. Just I've got all kinds of things going, but you know what they're doing? They're helping others with all these things that they're doing. And it's just very amazing to me. And I like being a part of that group. And I can be an ear all the time and a shoulder all the time. I don't have any experience to back it up except what I've learned through knowing so many people who've served. And so
you know what you have in spades that makes you so important to people like me? Empathy.
Yeah. I had a lady tell me, 100 years ago, we were actually at I didn't have enough kids, so I was going to do fostering. And so I went to a fostering meeting and just had met this lady twice at these meetings. And she looked at me and she said, I think God gave you big shoulders and he intends for you to use those. And so I think that's what she meant by that. She could see that. And so.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're a very empathetic woman. And when I said that to you, that's what I feel in your presence. Just
thank you.
Absolute. I'm getting emotional. Absolute empathy.
Well, it stuck with me for a very long time. So thank you. Thank you for that.
I don't ever say things just to hear myself talk.
I don't think you would waste your breath like that at all. I don't at all. So you guys all, I just can't. So I just, not this person, but another booking, and I just made, not a veteran band, but he's traveling with Scotty Hastings, weirdly, right? Weird thing, through the Mideast for 2 weeks in September. So he has the same heart, I think, as me. He's like, no, me and my band, we didn't serve.
Who is it?
They are Miller. I have so many messages out there. Miller Holler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a good West Virginia band.
That's right. So it's all anyway. So, yep. Thank you for being here, Sean. Thank you for. I think I met you in one of the groups that I get to sit in on. I consider it a privilege to be in the Warriors group and just meet people and hear what everyone's doing and where they're struggling or not struggling. And so thank you for letting us have you on the show, Sean.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Sean. It's a pleasure to see all you guys again.
Yeah. Yes, very much. Thank you. All right. Sorry I was gone. I appreciate you guys.
Stop apologizing. We're good.
You can hear Shannon Book now on WeP3 Radio, so go check that out. Remember to like, share, subscribe to all of our social medias, Sean's social media, Shannon's social media, Frank's social media. We've been, again, Proud Papa Moment. We appreciate it. We will see you when the smoke clears. Check your 6. Patriot Pride.